YouTube, what is up? Let's make sure this is working. Can I see it on my YouTube screen? Please make sure we're actually live. What is up, everybody? Welcome to the second in a series of developer chatty things. Gonna go completely mute for a second. Of course, I get a phone call as soon as my stream starts. 1 second. Cool. We are actually live. I am just going to tweet real quick, and then we will see things. Yo, Ramsey, what is up, my dude? So, my dude, you put a message in there, and then you took it away. Why'd you do that? Why, my dude? What did you retract? What statement? Just trying to clean up my desktop right now so I can flip back and forth between a couple of things and figure out what's going on with the stream. So, oh no, it says my stream is offline. Why did my stream go down? Uh-oh. Can you see me still? Interesting. I need to make sure. What is going on? My YouTube dashboard is super weird right now, saying that I'm in and out and losing. Did my stream go down for a second? Cool. I'll trust you, Ramsey. I'll trust what you're saying. Let me just pull this up and yep, we're good. Dope, guys. What is up? It is Wednesday. It is 5 o'clock for me. I just finished work and yeah. Coming home from work, Donovan. Yep. See, I worked from home today. That's why we out here. I see you too. What's up, Larry? What's up, Richard? What's up, Ramsey, Donovan, Nigel? Everybody doing well today? I am going to answer questions if you guys have any questions, but I also want to ask the viewers today all kinds of random questions. A reverse Q&A to get to know you beautiful people. What's up, Josh? How's it going? No partying yet. We're just drinking water out of our new water bottle. I just got this. It is a Corksicle. Where's the label? Corksicle water bottle. And it's really nice. It's like insulated. It keeps things cold. I don't like super cold water, so if I put like water directly from the fridge up in here, it's the perfect temperature and it doesn't get warm. What is up, Victor Beta Squad? I haven't heard that one before. Can that be my dreaded dev thing, right? He has hashtag code gang. Code gang, whole lot of code shit, right? Can I have Beta Squad? Hashtag Beta Squad. Although, there's this funny thing that happens every once in a while in my comments. And I didn't think about it when I came up with the name because you guys know the story of how I came up with my name, I'm sure. And the whole like staying in beta thing. But there's this thing that happens where people will come in my comments and be like, yeah, dude's such a beta. I'm the alpha male because I dropped this dope comment on the YouTube video. And I'm like, homie, cool. So I don't know how many people might want to call themselves Beta Squad because anyways, but yeah. Let's see here. Do you have a BS or MS or did you go to uni or college? I went to college. I went to a 4-year school. I got a degree in English and creative writing. So it's a Bachelor of Arts. And then I went to a boot camp to learn how to code. So yeah, I keep getting these work emails. So if you can hear random binging, it's from my headphones. Sorry about that. Yeah, I just released a video yesterday talking about my background. And I go over all of that. But yeah, I didn't go to school for coding. I'm weird and I drink warm or hot water only. I'll drink hot water and put a little bit of lemon juice in it, especially in the winter. Those things get me right. But yeah, I don't like a lot of ice in drinks usually, and I drink soda warm or pop, depending upon what part of the country you're from. But I'll drink that warm, and that's super weird, and my wife hates it. And not warm, but like room temperature. Like I don't have to pop it in the fridge before I drink it. So I heard it's actually good for you to drink hot water and some health benefits. Yeah, I don't know about that. Maybe. I know that it's supposedly good for you to take cold showers, which I've started doing sometimes in the morning. If I go to the gym, like bright and early, I'll come back and try to take like a cold shower. So, oh, that's going to be annoying. You can hear this really loudly. So I'll just leave the cap off. Drinking warm or hot plain water is loco. Yeah, I throw some lemon juice, just like a 2 tablespoons of lemon juice in some hot water. That is fire in the winter. It'll get your right. Major shout out from Bart Manor, England. Well, now, homie, I gotta look up where Bart Manor, England is. So part of my company works out of the UK. They're London based. Bart Manor, England. Broadlands, English County House. So when you type in Bart Manor, England, you don't get a result on Google. Anywho's, they work out of the UK, mostly out of London. It's super dope. I want to go there really bad. I want to catch a Premier League game. Come on, you Spurs. Shouts out to Tottenham. Sorry if I just lost a subscriber. Or 3 for my EPL love of Tottenham. Beta Ray Bill Squad Stormbreaker. I don't know what that means. Richard, you betrayed the UK. You are now in Norway, my dude. No idea what that means. Cristiano Ronaldo. I'm Pistola from your Twitch stat. Anyways, question. Do you think it's possible to be a full stack developer that also specializes in UX UI? How would you go about pursuing this? So, Pistola, number 1. Welcome to the YouTube live stream. Pistola's a homie from my Twitch chat. He's like one of 4 people that ever watch me play Fortnite really badly. Yeah. So, this is what I will say. Well, number 1, Pistola has a really, really cool story about how he found a job in development. It's just really interesting. If you want to specialize in UX and UI, there's no reason why you can't also be a full stack developer, have a general knowledge of the back end, but specialize in UX UI. Depends on how you want to do that. It depends on how. I'm trying to think of how to say this. It's good. Like, I have a general knowledge of a couple of back end languages. I can do a couple of things in Ruby. I can do a couple more things in Node. But I'm definitely a front ender. I specialize in the front end, UX, UI, that sort of stuff. To call yourself a full stack developer just means you can work in either, and you don't need to be a master to be able to work in one, right? I wasn't a master when I got my first job, but I was still a front end developer. So that's totally possible, and just specialize in UX, UI. I would take a look at, get your full stack development skills down. And then something that's super, super nice to have as a developer, if you can handle it, if you have the brain for it, right? Not everybody does who gets into development, but if you can get some design skills under your belt too, and then you're like a triple threat, right? Front end, back end, design, you will be so in demand when it comes to development jobs that that's the holy trinity of development, right? Hey, Dan. What is up, wondering? Wistiano, what do you mean? You can re-ask the question. I just didn't understand exactly what you were talking about. It's in Skegness. Oh no, Skeggy Farms, they're beating Newcastle now. How dare I? I'm so sorry, Dan. I'm so sorry. What is up, McCoder? Showing the Norwegians how to do it. That's right, my man. McCoder the GOAT. Do you guys know each other? How do I approach new problems? I try to see if they're actually new problems. See, that's the cool thing about development. Is that it's a lot of problems seem new and impossible at first, but they're at least kind of like tangentially related to old problems. And if you've solved them before, then they become easier. You've probably solved them in a different package or in a different layer or with a different sheet over top of it, but you've probably done something similar. And if you haven't, then what you have to do is research. Google and Stack Overflow are your best friends. Learn programming, like the Reddit community. Different Discords that are around or Slack channels. The best skill that you can learn as a developer that I learned really quickly, not the skill, but I learned that I needed to learn this, was to how to Google things and how to sift through Google answers really quickly to find an actual answer as opposed to all of the BS that's out there. That's half of development work. So I had this prep from a really bad bag, so I had to sit on the side for 3 times a day. It was awesome. That's unfortunate if you had a bad back. Sweet as a nut. Full stack is good though. Best of both worlds, bro, for sure. Can you recommend a good wait, somebody asked about LeBron. Yeah, Midcoder. What you think about LeBron in the playoffs? LeBron crushing it. Like, I feel like there's this weird thing that goes on with LeBron, and it might be part of like internet culture that we didn't hear about it as much with like with Jordan. I was also really young then. But dude, why do we have to talk why do we have to argue LeBron's greatness all the time? Like, dude is a beast. There's just no he's the best player of his generation at bare minimum, which makes him a top 3 or 5 player all time. It's that simple. And there can be arguments to made whether he's the best player ever, the second best player, the third best player. But, I mean, we don't need to argue about whether he's great or not. He's great. It's just, is he the greatest? Or is he number 2 or number 3? That's pretty much it. That's the only argument you should have about LeBron. Let's see. Can you recommend a good way to approach cross-browser compatibility to use emulators and services like Browser Stack? Yes, Browser Stack. The best way to approach it, the way that I do it, I don't know if it's the best way, is that I build stuff with new technology and then debug with Browser Stack and then look up polyfills or whatever kind of fixes that I can come up with. And that way it's built as modernly as it can be while also having the coverage, like, by debugging it once you get through there. Do I have a white hair in my beard? What is this? I'm old, guys. I'm about to be 30 this year, and I've got white hairs in my beard. So let's see. What am I learning right now? I just bought a Python course. I haven't started it yet. Yeah, what I'm really trying to learn is Gatsby. I just want to get I want to be a master at Gatsby. I kind of want to do a bunch of videos about it as I build my like personal website in it. So that's really what I'm trying to like get deep into how Gatsby works. My pet frog was called Sweden. Goat. True. Have you seen the like LA lawyer got some billboards in LA that said LeBron, LA Bron? So silly. Lebronto. I love that. I want one of those Lebronto shirts. I don't know if you've seen the Lebronto shirts, but they are amazing. LeBron is the best, like him or not? Yep. Dude, I was part of the hate LeBron crowd for a long time, homie. Like, that 03 draft, I was like, yo, Melo's the truth. But you just can't deny LeBron's greatness, and Melo is Melo now. Yeah, there are other players, for sure. Like, Anthony Davis is like, that dude's a flipping beast, and he's 7 foot tall, and he can do the things he does. You know, Porzingis, Giannis Antetokounmpo. I don't know how to say his last name. The Greek freak. That dude is ridiculous. Joel Embiid. Ben Simmons, if he can ever figure out to shoot and that he's right-handed. Just like, yeah. There are a ton of really talented players, but see, they're still new, so they don't have this like body of work that you can both like really criticize and that you can like, I'm trying to think of how to describe this. Like, it's easy to pick on LeBron because he's lost in the playoffs so much, but he's been there all the time. See, Giannis hasn't had the opportunity to lose every year. He's been in the league, or Porzingis hasn't had that opportunity, or Joel. So they haven't had that, but yeah. Let's see, Big Zion. Oh, Zion, the kid from South Carolina. Turned 34 yesterday. Congratulations, happy birthday. Do you hate the cold weather? Because I do. I like cold weather sometimes. It's not too bad. Do I drink beer? I do not. I do not. The new mustard snack on Google, I have not. What? I have no idea what's going on in my chat right now. I've lost control. What is this? What is this mustard snack? What are you talking about? I do like mustard. Nope. No idea what you're talking about. There's a video on YouTube from 2011, reaction to mustard snack. Interesting. I don't know what y'all is up to. What's up, sire? Did you hear about the cancer accusation on coffee in California? I have not. Do you know how to swim on bed with bio? So silly, my dude. So silly. Hello, Christian. My wife is a social worker. She does social work. So she is a much better person than I am. She deals with a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff that I cannot even fathom how to deal with. Coming in with the deep cuts, front end Inge. When are we having kids? When we get blessed with one, homie. I don't have a good answer for that. At least 9 months from now. At least. What do I think I need? Blah, blah. What do you think I need to learn JavaScript or SQL? Thank you. SQL, I don't know. I'm not an SQL person. I don't have skills in that. JavaScript, you need a base layer of JavaScript, like basics. You can get that from places like Codecademy, Free Code Camp, stuff like that. Then I would dive deep into it. Getting a course like JavaScript, understanding the weird parts, or reading the ebook Eloquent JavaScript, and really understanding JavaScript in the way that it functions. And then I would pick up a framework like React or Angular or Vue. That would be kind of the path that I go down. So, hello, Kamau. Tell me if I said that right. I could have messed that up. The friend who no. I have not. I have not, sir. I absolutely haven't. So I have a question for you guys, right? I'm supposed to be asking you questions, and I keep answering all these questions in the chat. So to start off with, what is your favorite music to be productive to? Coding or whatever you listen to music when you're doing productive stuff. So tell me. Favorite genre of music to code to? Have I seen Ready Player One? I haven't, but I read the book. I have not seen it yet, though. Somewhere on the internet, if you scour hard enough, it's not on my channel, but you can find a live stream where me, an Australian guy, and Clara from Clara Reads Books. The Australian guy is Cam Wolfshot from Wolfshot Publishing. They all run YouTube channels. Hopped on a live stream and talked about Ready Player One because we did this live stream book club on YouTube. So I don't know where you can find it. I mean, I know where you can find it. I don't know how you can find it. I'm sure there's somebody here who can do it, but it's a mess. Anyways, I really loved the book. I really need to see the movie. Recruiters keep telling me I need to have Angular, but I'm learning JS. Should I start Angular now? If you feel comfortable enough with JavaScript that you think you can, yeah. I mean, people are going to tell you need Angular, especially recruiters. Recruiters don't know what they're talking about when it comes to the technical side of things. Like they couldn't pick out Angular versus React. They just know buzzwords. But yeah, it's like yeah, it's a whole different monster. If you feel, how long have you been practicing JavaScript, working with JavaScript? Angular is important to getting jobs, for sure. Lots of people want it, but there are other ways around that. Victor Pistola from the Twitch chat, he got a job without knowing a framework. Krishan, he got a job without knowing a framework. I'm pretty sure Dreaded Dev did too. What do you think of learning WordPress? It's a useful skill. There's a ton of jobs out there. WordPress powers a bunch of the internet, and you can freelance with it. Yeah, there's no problem with learning WordPress if you want to make websites, if that's what you're into. Me personally, that's not the kind of web development that I like. I like working on like application side stuff, which is more JavaScript based. WordPress has some JavaScript. Like you can have JavaScript in a WordPress site, but it's mostly PHP. And like WordPress's flavor of PHP for the coding side of things, plus HTML and CSS. Do I need to master JavaScript in order to learn Node? You don't need to. You definitely don't need to. I wasn't a master at JavaScript when I learned Angular 1, right? But you should have a good base layer understanding, I think, of learning JavaScript. Things are going to make more sense and you're going to pick things up quicker if you know vanilla JavaScript before you hop into Node. Some Nirvana for Kronis. I love Nirvana. They're like one of those bands that was just a little bit before my time. You know, I was born in '88, but I like really, really got into them for a long time. I'll still throw on some Nirvana every once in a while. Battle of Heroes. I do not know. Soundtracks, games or movies. I used to listen to soundtracks a lot when I wrote. When I would like do like screenwriting, I listened to soundtracks all the time, right? It's perfect. Like a film score is a perfect thing to write a movie to. React or Angular, best one to learn after learning vanilla JavaScript. It's going to depend on what I'm doing. Then I will listen to some rock. What kind of rock, Richard? Rock is such a wide category. So I like it. I can dig it. Let's see. Can't confirm 2 months into my full stack job, and I still haven't used the framework. That's what's up, man. Wow, Dan, my dude. If that's what gets you going, my dude. If that's what gets you going. Did the stream go down? I don't think so. Seems like it's up. Is it better to look for a startup that will give you a chance to prove yourself? It's better to find a job, man. Wherever you can find a job, really. It's one of those things you need to get your foot in the door. You need to get that first opportunity. So get that first opportunity, right? So the stream went down for a bit. Well, damn. Where did it cut off? 'Tis the question. Stream went for you. Richard, did it go down? It's interesting. Oh, I do see that. Like for a whole damn minute. What the hell? Oh, I know why. Okay, so we're going to do something really quickly. I will be right back. Okay, so this should be much better, hopefully. So I know what happened. It does, yes, that's what it is, Richard. That's definitely what it is. No, what it is that my dumb computer connects to my guest Wi-Fi as opposed to the one that actually has bandwidth routed to it, and I don't know why. It's part of the stupid cable package we have that we have to have these two separate dumb internet connections, and I don't know why. And my computer likes the slow one more than the fast one, and I restarted my computer right before this. So there you have it. I was so busy trying to set up my new mic stand right here that I didn't even check. So silly. What is up, the ninja? Welcome back. What is up, Crashburn? Adrian, I'm confused too. Christian, I'm sorry. Aaron, if you didn't hear my answer, I would say that it's better to look for a job that'll believe in you and give you a chance. Sometimes those are startups. Sometimes those are mid-sized companies. Sometimes you can get a job at a big place with recruiters and stuff like that. It all depends, man. Wherever can give you a job. I would apply to everything. Don't pigeonhole yourself because you don't think you can get a job somewhere. People who graduated the boot camp with me ended up working for like AT&T, which is a huge company. So yeah. Also, if it went out after Nirvana, we missed all of the music talk. But Adrian, if you said Alt J, which you did, I love Alt J. Alt J is like one of my favorite bands, and I'm seeing them at Bonnaroo in like a month, which is super, super exciting. Comcast, no, it's Time Warner, Spectrum, whatever they're called now. I hate their guts. It's the worst. We've had nothing but problems with our internet where we pay for more than what we get. Our cable goes down. It's stupid. I hate those people. We're moving. I'm moving soon, the beginning of August probably. So I'll have different things in the background. It'll look completely different. But yeah, when I move, they have AT&T Fiber there, which is super cool. Get that gig upload, gig download. Alt J are from my city in England, I think. Yeah, they're definitely British. I don't know what city, though. That's cool, though, Richard. That's awesome. Do you like them? I also asked you what kind of rock. You said rock. What kind of rock? The rock and rolls? Are you a Johnny B. Good fan? Or what kind of rock do you listen to? Saw them in Atlanta with Marion Hill, and that show was awesome. I am so stoked on this Alt J show. So stoked on it. It makes sense why everybody left the stream. I was wondering why the stream viewership went down a minute into my rant about Nirvana. Everybody hates Nirvana. No anti-grunge in the dev scene. No, it's because my stream sucks because my internet sucks. God. So, we talked about music. Does anybody listen to podcasts while they code or watch TV? I watch the news when I code, which is weird, I know. But if I'm working from home, I'll throw the news on while I code, which is weird and sometimes distracting, but I also don't listen. It's just nice to have people talking. I don't know. Yeah, they're all right. I'm into modern stuff. More Poppy, Biffy, Paramore, Taking Back Sunday are doing it for me right now. So, first off, Paramore is going to be at Bonnaroo. I'm thinking I might get to see them. I might not. There's some conflicts on the schedule. But I once met Haley. I was at the set for the New Found Glory Kiss Me video, and I met Haley Williams, which is super cool. Taking Back Sunday was one of my favorite bands, and I still listen to them. But I stopped listening to that kind of music for a long time, so I don't know their new stuff. But man, Q Without the E, You're So Last Summer, that stuff was like, I was a scenester kid, right? I had the whole swoop haircut. I put a black streak in my blonde hair. I had piercings everywhere. I was that kid. So if you want to talk about Taking Sunday or Fall Out Boy or Hawthorne Heights, The Devil Wears Prada, August Burns Red, Under Oath, those kind of bands, we can talk. If I really want to concentrate, chilled cow radio on YouTube, those lo-fi beats are dope. Yeah, like I said, lo-fi hip-hop. There's like this live stream that just plays random lo-fi beats. It's great. It's fantastic. You're late. It's okay, Spectre. You need to find some pictures. Man, if MySpace was still a thing. If you watched my recent video, you knew I had a MySpace. I was one of those MySpace scenester kids. I don't think I ever posted a Throwback Thursday like picture of my old self. Probably not. My wife would kill me. She probably made me delete it if I ever did. She hates the old days of me. Not really. I was just a goofball and I didn't really give a shit what people think. So I looked a very particular type of way. There's a picture of me with a mohawk in my Instagram. It's not exactly super scenester, but it was right when I was getting out of it. Yeah, I was a scenester. Coffee and code. That's all I do, man. Coffee and code. That's my life. Parkway Drive, all time low. Oh man, I saw All Time Low. All Time Low puts on a great show, man. Great show. Wait, can I see my old MySpace with Way Back Machine? Is that a thing? Tell me I can see this. Tell me this works, Richard. Does it work? Please tell me yes. But anyways, yes, All Time Low. Loved them. I'm coming with you, dear Maria. What was my MySpace name? Please. That's not it. What about this? Want to search Wayback Machine? Doesn't have that page archived. I don't. Nope. No. Please. Does anybody have pictures of their old MySpace? Because I want to see that-ish. Or if you had Zynga. Does anybody remember Zynga? I had a Zynga. I loved that stuff. The blog, man. The blog. I don't think Way Back Machine has my MySpace. Because I definitely remember my username. The username was Aaron Has a MySpace. That's definitely what it was. Why does it add a trailing slash? Because it keeps adding a slash. Nope, nothing. Can't find it. Darn it, I should have read the chat. I got all up into the Wayback Machine trying 400 different things. Also, All Time Low and Parkway Drive together. That's super cool, man. That is super cool. What'd you think of Bulletproof Coffee? It was good. It didn't fill me up. I haven't done it since, just because I want one of those hand blenders for the coffee, because I have to make it in a magic bullet, and the magic bullet likes to leak when the liquid is hot. So I need to get one of those, and I just never did it. Yeah, Yeah, I should do better about that. But yeah. But I needed to put more all right, Hans. Yeah. Bye, homie. Like uh that's does this yeah, cool. I'm not gonna like deal like we aren't getting into political stuff in my chat. Um, tis not gonna happen. We can have that discussion in 1,000 other places, but it's not happening in a live stream chat, right? I don't care what your political beliefs are, um, and you might or might not care about mine, but that's not. This isn't the place for it. This is not the place. The ghost inside was there too. Fire. That's what's up, man. Do you know some about how to work Bitcoin? I know nothing. I am not an investment strategist. I am not a Bitcoin expert. I am not a blockchain expert. I am, yeah. I, if you want me to invest your money, I'll lose it all. Don't trust me. Have you ever worked with a YouTube API? I haven't. I have not worked with the YouTube API, but I probably will be soon to answer Spectre's question with Gatsby. Yeah. So yeah, my Gatsby experience so far is really good. I just went through their tutorials. I haven't messed with it since I made that video. Work's been busy trying to get stuff. It's going to be a weekend type thing. I'm going to have to do stuff over the weekends. But yeah, I love Gatsby. It's just it's so simple. It's React. I know React really well. It's fast. It's super, super, super fast. So I love it. Hey, Aaron, I'm studying front end, but I've been offered a Scrum Master position yesterday. Never heard about it until then. Is that a thing? Yeah, Scrum Master is totally a thing. So a Scrum Master, and I'm probably going to get this wrong because, so take what I say with a bit of a grain of salt. But a Scrum Master runs a Scrum development environment, and Scrum is essentially a way of dolling out work, essentially. So you go to a Scrum meeting and you plan out your work. So you have all of these things. They're usually called stories, and these stories are pieces of work. So Eduardo needs, or like the story will be pull data from an API, and there will be another story that says sort through the data on the front end and display it on the page. And then there will be one that's like the login button needs to do X, or this needs to do Y. And there'll be all these user stories, and then the Scrum Master will lead these Scrum sessions where everybody in the team assigns point values based on the Fibonacci sequence. This is super convoluted. Okay, so you assign these point values to these stories. So if it's a really easy story, it'll be a 1. If it's a really hard story, it'll be like a 13. And if it's a 13, you probably need to cut it down into smaller pieces. But anyways, so you give them these points, and your team has a certain amount of points that they can typically get done in like a week or 2 weeks, or in whatever your sprint length is. And so then you divide up the importance of the stories and like what's needed to be done first. And then you place those into your sprint based upon how many points you guys can get done in a week. And then you measure how many points you got done, and that's your velocity, so you can plan better in the future. The Scrum Master is the person who kind of takes care of all of that and like moves stories throughout the process, from development to merging to testing to QA to bug fixes, all of that stuff. So the Scrum Master is kind of the like maestro behind like a specific development team. Hey, Aaron, I'm really big into PHP, but I don't know much about Linux. What do you think about learning the LAMP stack? I don't know anything about Linux either, my man. I really, really don't. I've never really messed with LAMP. I've messed with MAMP a lot, which is the LAMP stack, but with Macintosh instead of Linux for WordPress development. But I've never messed around in the Linux world. I found out the best thing ever today. You can buy website PSDs on Theme Forest. I thought it was only for WordPress themes. That's really dope, man. I didn't know that either. Sparked your interest in Gatsby JS. You should do tutorials on that. I will probably do videos on Gatsby JS and like build processes. I don't think they're going to be like a traditional tutorial, like a Traversy Media tutorial or anything like that. Maybe. But like Like Richard was doing something super cool. If you guys don't know Richard Coates, he's in the chat. Click on his name, copy and paste that into YouTube or something, and go subscribe to his channel. He's super cool. But he was doing something really cool yesterday on Twitch where he was building his personal website right there on Twitch, like live streaming it. That's something that I would be interested in, but maybe not like traditional tutorials. Scrum Master is very different from being a front-end developer. Yeah, it's very different. You aren't developing. You aren't doing any development work. You're like the person who's in charge of making sure the things that need to get done get done. Free Code Camp are going to put it on their channel too. Oh, Richard says, I have a great video on the YouTube API. I need to stop. See, I listen. This monitors my audio to make sure that I'm not cracking and stuff. But then I can hear myself talk, but it's like off. So it really messes with my speech. So I'm gonna take these off for a second. Anyway, so yeah, Richard has a great video on the YouTube API. So if you're interested in that, go check out Richard's channel. It's Richard Coates. Click on his name or copy and paste that, however it works in the chat. Hey, I'm gonna start my bootcamp in 2 weeks. Wish me luck. Cosmo, good luck. You're gonna kill it. Keep your head down. Don't get too burnt out. Don't get crazy worried after a couple of weeks because you feel like it's not for you. Everybody goes through it. I don't know if you guys know this. I ran a blog when I was in a boot camp. My blog was just aaroninbeta.wordpress.com. If you want to go check that out, you can see me going crazy while I was in the boot camp. Everybody kind of feels like they're not cut out for it at some random point during it. I try to get over that and make sure that it's not just like something you're going through. If you really want to quit, make sure that you really want to quit. They're intense. They're time consuming. It's a lot. Boot camps are a lot. And that's why it only takes however many weeks it takes for you to get through them. But it's totally doable and anybody can do it. There were so many different kinds of people in the boot camp I went to. Yeah. Been thinking about using Gatsby for cheap clients. Yeah, Tyler. It's super simple. Really easy to host. My cat just tried to bite me. So yeah, let me put my cat down. I'm just kidding. I was going to say put my cat away, which didn't sound right. And then I said put him down, which I'm not trying to kill my cat. But he is trying to bite me and kill me, apparently. Yeah, Gatsby's super cool. And it's super cheap to host because it's a static site. So it's like you can get free hosting for them at certain places. If you haven't checked out Surge, check out Surge. Surge is super cool for hosting static websites. Do you know anything about machine learning and are you interested in it, machine learning and AI at all? I do not know anything about machine learning, but I am very interested in it. I just bought a Python course to try to learn a little bit more about Python, which is a good language to learn for that sort of stuff. I worked at an AI company. That was my first job. They do some artificial intelligence work in the natural language generation space. So yeah, I'm really interested in it. I don't know anything about it, and I don't know if I'm smart enough to get into it. I don't know if I'm smart enough to actually work in that field, but I'd love to try at some point. That Google event yesterday got me into machine learning. I've always been into it, but really interesting. But it's a whole new world, an environment I'm not ready to get into yet. Yeah, dude, that's kind of how I feel. I'm like, strong imposter syndrome when it comes to that. Very strong. I just don't know. It's a whole different world. A whole different world. So, thanks for the Scrum Master view. It's a trainee position. I'm glad for it. Thanks again. I mean, it's a foot in the door. It's a position at a tech company. Are they trying to get you to get the job and then they're going to say that you can be a developer in like X amount of months, or are they just wanting you to do that job? At Irma table, I see. Well, she said that trainee position could be... Yeah. I asked the question and you'd already answered it. So... yeah. I didn't watch your Gatsby video yet. Can you give me a TLDR? Gatsby is a static site generator for React. So you write React, and you have all of the front end like fancy stuff, like Webpack and Babel and all of those things. It compiles down to a static site. So you just get HTML, CSS, and JavaScript files. So it's super fast, like React, like a static site. And you can use all of your fancy front end stuff. And it all compiles down to super simple HTML, CSS files. What is up, Robert Fish? If you guys don't know Robert Fish, check him out. He is on Instagram and Twitter. Robert, you do YouTube videos as well, don't you? He is super cool. Working on Yelp campsite using Node.js. Really loving the language. You're also interested. Express, NPM, and MongoDB. Yeah, dude. That mean stack or MERN stack, depending upon what framework or library you want to use. Express, MongoDB, Node, and then React or Angular. It's really popular. Aaron, I'm a current. You just heard my cat trying to bite me again. I'm a current bootcamp student myself. Any tips for the job search after? Apply to everything. Apply to everything. Write really, really dope cover letters. And just get out there. Put yourself out there. Go to any event, any meetup you can. And just like make as many connections as you can. And if something says you need 3 years of experience or 2 years of experience, apply to it anyway. And write a dope cover letter why you deserve the job. I don't know if he's still here. Victor Pistola, he was in the chat earlier. That's what happened to him, man. He got halfway through a Udemy course, but he started applying to jobs. He applied to this place, got an internship out of it because he wrote this cover letter about how he really, really wanted this opportunity, and he got it. Robert, yes. Go check him out. Subscribe to his channel. Follow him on Instagram and Twitter. Sorry, I'm trying to keep my cat occupied. Nope, now he's mad at me. I was going to show him off to the stream, but he wants nothing to do with it. He just wants pets. Tyler and Robert, you always there? What's writing in cover letters? Well, let me tell you. After I take my cat and move him. Say hi to the stream, Leo. Leo's not interested in the stream too much. I will be right back. 12 seconds. That room has 2 doors. Did you see that? That was my magic answer. That was my magic trick, not answer. All right, what to write in cover letters? Do research on the company. Find out as much as you can about them, what technologies they use, what their theories are, what their culture is like, things like that. Find things that you identify with and speak to those. So if you're applying to a place and you're really into the technology stack that they're using, this is what you want to write. You want to say, hey, I'm a bootcamp student. I just graduated. I put my life on hold so that I can finish this bootcamp, and I'm really, really, really passionate about this stuff. I see you guys use React, and I see you guys use Node, and you're part of the MERN stack. And let me tell you, I am so excited to work in that, and I really, really want to help you build the product that you're building because it helps in this. And I have a passion for building cool things, and you guys build cool things. I really want to be a part of this team, and I would really appreciate any kind of opportunity I could have with your company. And I mean, obviously, like, you want to make it more professional that and longer, but like, just speak to them on a personal level. Don't just write one cover letter, replace the name for every company and send that to every company that you like send off cover letters to. Make it personal for the company that you're applying for. Put in that work and hustle hard to get that first job, because once you get that first job, everything becomes easier. Everything becomes easier, but you need that foot in the door. Deep house music beats are my choice of coding music. That's what's up, Larry. Yeah, that EDM is definitely good for coding, especially like just like light lyrics or low like lyrical content. So what's up? Hello, sea creatures. Hello, Terrence. I'll get my school to help me create a resume and a cover letter. Yeah, dude. If they have that option, for sure. Was it really 26 seconds? I'm sorry. He was being annoying. I had to kick him out. I had to kick him out of the room. I had to kick him out the room. I'm waiting for my wife to text me. She's supposed to text me about we're having a guy go to the new place. We have a guy going to the new place that we're buying to do some estimates for work to be completed because we need to do some renovations. All right. I am going to give another question out. I want to hear 2 things. I want to hear what your favorite sport is and what your favorite team in that sport is. Favorite sport, favorite team in that sport. Go in the chat. What are some things you learned on the job that you found surprising? Maybe things you didn't realize that came with the job. I think, so the bootcamp experience was like literally head down coding all the time. We didn't have time to like do planning sessions, really. Like we did a little bit during our final projects, but like we were just coding 10 hours a day or whatever it was, right? And it was super cool at the time because we were learning so much and everybody else was doing it, and that was really cool. The most surprising thing that I've learned about both of the jobs that I've had is how much time there is like speaking about development or thinking about development, and um not just like it's hard to explain. Like a lot of your time is spent planning or frameworking or wireframing and stuff like that, which is like a lot different than how it was for me in the boot camp, where it was just like head down, break stuff, fix it, break stuff, fix it, like just get it done. There's a lot more time and effort and thought in that. So that's probably the biggest thing that I've realized and found surprising. Also, I always just assumed like if you have been a developer for 10 years, you know everything, and that's not true. Like there are people who were at my last job or people who are at this job who are developers who like can come to junior developers for help with specific technologies, because like obviously this stuff changes all the time and it's hard to really keep up with everything. So if you're specialized in one bit of development, you aren't going to know other bits of development, especially once things change. So if you're like a DevOps person, you probably don't know like new JavaScript. I probably like could help you with React if you're like 10 years deep in DevOps. Or if you're a backend developer, I could probably help you with React. Just like, you know, when I get 10 years into this and if I stick around with front end, then I'm probably not going to be able to like just whip up an API all of a sudden out of Rails, right? Football Leeds United. Richard, I need to inform you of something, my friend. It's called soccer. You guys gave us the word. You British people invented a word called soccer, and you said the sport was called soccer. You gave it to us, and then you took it back. So just like the imperial system, you guys need to own that. Don't say kilometers an hour. You guys invented miles an hour. Own that. Anyways, go Tottenham. Woo. Ramsey, I know you're a Ravens fan. It hurts my soul. I'm a Bengals fan. Go Bengals. Rugby. Leicester Tigers. I don't know rugby that well. I was in South America. I was in South Africa for a while, and they love rugby down there too. And I watched a lot of it on TV because they didn't have American sports on TV. So I watched a lot of rugby. And I get it to a certain degree, but I don't know like the real intricacies of it. So yeah, but that's cool. Sea Creature, you had a horrible boot camp experience, huh? Tell me about it. What went wrong? CSGO Esports C9. I know nothing about CSGO. I don't think I've ever even like seen CSGO. I don't know. Like I know it's like really like one of the most popular games. I watch League of Legends streams. I like League of Legends, like professional league. I'm down with that, but as far as CSGO, I'm not. I don't know. Basketball, Sydney Kings. Australian basketball. Are you a Ben Simmons fan? Who else? Matthew Dellavedova. Who's the guy who used to play for the Warriors? What is his name? Andrew Bogut. Australian basketball players. Baseball, the Mariners. A Mariners fan. Nice. I'm a Reds fan. The good old Cincinnati Reds. A Knicks fan. Larry, I am so sorry I was a Knicks fan for a while because I really liked Melo and I really wanted Melo to be good in New York. And it hurts my soul. Now I'm not really a fan of any particular team. I like players. I like watching basketball. I'll watch just about any game. And I like the Knicks. Like Porzingis is dope, man, but I'm sorry for your pain. Yeah, it's crazy how technically developers will always be a beginner in some areas. Also the thing that keeps it fresh. Absolutely. Absolutely. I think you guys are laughing about my soccer point, which is 100% accurate. If I have to make you understand, it's English. Listen, you're English or British or whatever you are. I don't know. We fought a war so that I didn't have to understand your culture, Richard. We fought a war and we won. And then we fought another war in 1812. I can teach you some American history. I don't have to understand your culture. But understand that you guys invented the term soccer, and that's why we call it soccer. You guys also invented the imperial system, and that's why we use it. I know we're stupid for it, but thanks. Patty Mills. Like the Spurs? It was constructed and executed so poorly. I know that's vague, but no, that's not vague. I understand exactly what you're talking about. Believe me, I've talked to other people who have had boot camp experiences that were exactly that. It was people who were trying to make money off of people, and they just threw together some bullshit, and they said, "Hey, pay us 15 grand, and we're going to teach you how to code." And it can be lied. That's 100%. I totally get it, man. That's why I want to be 100% honest with you guys, and I want to be completely open and transparent about things. And to be completely open and transparent, like I went to a boot camp. I had a really good experience. That was my specific boot camp, and not just the company that my boot camp was, but like the very specific campus that I went to. And they're all different. Like the research needs to be there. And like I said in my video that I posted yesterday, like I still wasn't 100% sure that it wasn't a scam. But it's really easy to set up a boot camp, right? I can go make an LLC right now, go rent a classroom out in a workspace, start buying Instagram ads and say, hey, learn how to code in 12 weeks. And I can teach you enough code in 12 weeks to where you think like you're paying me good money to learn stuff, and send you on your way. It's not cool. See if they have like a job guarantee or a money back guarantee if you don't get a job, which some places do. Like that's a real thing with boot camps. Or see how well regarded they are in the community and like have them let you talk to graduates and not just one. Like ask for multiple graduates who you can talk to. Then come up with a list of multiple graduates who are super happy about the program and that they will let you talk to, not on any kind of like don't talk to them on campus. Don't talk to them with somebody attached to the email. Ask them for like their private, like for an email address that you can send a private email to that this person's not going to be on, or ask if you can like meet somebody for coffee and talk to them in person, because that's the only way you're going to like get somebody's honest opinion, unless they're getting paid for it. And then, yeah, it's good that you didn't pay anything. That is good. I was watching the Google events where they were showing all the projects. I was getting major imposter syndrome, but I just need to remind myself that it's a team of developers that make good app. Yeah. It's everyone. It's a village. It takes a village to build the stuff that Google does, and it's not just a small village. They are a very, very, very massive institution with very, 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 very smart people, and leading at the top. And it takes a lot. It wasn't one person who built all that really, really dope shit that Google comes out with. You know, it is historically accurate, but the rest of the world agrees it's football. You just play forward throwing rugby with pads. So, Richard, you can try to convince me all you want, but football is football. I'm an American. Do you use any build tools for JavaScript? If yes, can you give us a brief explanation of what do they do? Build tools like what? Like Gulp or Grunt? Or build tools like Webpack or build tools like Babel? So, if I'm, like when I'm working at work, I used to use Create React app a lot, and I still do sometimes. So if you want to talk about, if that's what you mean, I use Create React app. It is a good thing to use if you need boilerplate code and you want to spin up a React app really quickly, because there's a lot of boilerplate that goes into it. My stream just went dead, maybe. Did my stream go dead? No, nope, it didn't. But the health wasn't great, it looked like, on OBS for a hot second. So yeah, Create React app is like good to use, especially when you're first learning React and you don't know how to set up a project completely from the beginning from scratch. It throws in all the Webpack stuff and all that stuff for you. What Webpack does is configures things so that you have a server running and you can go to localhost 3000 or whatever you set it up to view your code. I have used Gulp, but it was a very, very long time ago, and I don't know much about Gulp. Like I don't know the inner workings of Gulp that well. I used it because it was recommended to me. Yeah, so I use Webpack. Gulp may be better for smaller projects. Yeah, I don't know. You can also, like, for a while there, I was using boilerplate code that was given to me based upon a Udemy course that I bought. I think it was the Andrew Mead course that I always talk about. So I was using that boilerplate instead of Create React app. Gatsby has a like boilerplate code that you can use. Babel, obviously, like Babel's baked into all these things. Babel compiles ES6 code down to ES5, so it can be used in all browsers. Yeah, so I've used Yarn in the past. They used Yarn briefly at my last job. So Yarn is similar to like NPM. And then NPM, obviously, like NPM Node Package Manager, that's for installing dependencies. So if you need React in a project, you would use NPM to install it and manage those dependencies. So there's 25 people watching and only 12 likes. Help a brother out. Richard, coming through with the strongness. Can I get a like on this video? Please give me a like. I gotta head off. See you, Aaron. Goodbye, Robert. Goodbye. Have a good day. Enjoy Australia, my dude. Any Django folks in here? I do not know Django at all. But like I said, I did just buy a Python course, and Django is part of it. So if you guys don't know what Django is, it is the web framework for Python. So it allows Python to be ran on the web. What is up, Super Hazzle Dazzle? Super Hazzle Dazzle. Show Super Hazzle Dazzle some love in the chat. They have been around this channel for a very, very, very long time, and I am happy that you're still around. Ramsey, that's an interesting question. Should I be honest-ish with recruiters and honest with devs about skills? What do you mean by that? Ramsey. You should, how do I say this without sounding like a, so you should be honest. You should be honest. And you should make sure that whatever you say, you can at least back up mostly. If you know React, because you can build basic stuff with React, you can put React on your resume. But don't say you have 3 years in React when you can barely do a to-do app. But as soon as you start building projects in React, then you can develop in React. Does that make sense? And that's with recruiters or like HR people, stuff like that. Yeah, you should be honest, but you should like use positive sounding words to make what you consider negative things to be positive things. So yeah, you're a beginner or you don't have any prior experience, but like that can be spun in a positive light, you know? Why wouldn't I what, Tyler? Why wouldn't I what? They taught Django in the boot camp. Yeah, Django's a thing. I mean, part of the courses that they taught at the Iron Yard were Python courses, and they taught Django with the Python course. So like Django's a real thing. It's not, I don't know. I had somebody comment on one of my videos once about Django and about like, it was like a how to be a web developer in 2018, I think, video. And they were like, well, you didn't say Django, so you're an idiot, basically. Django is nice to have. And if you want to build stuff in Python, then Django is the thing that you need, right? Just like if you want to build stuff for the web in Ruby, you need Rails. So I get it. I just don't see, I see a ton, like there's a lot of Python jobs out there. I don't know that there are a lot of Python and Django jobs everywhere. I'm sure there are in pockets. So it depends on where you're at. Have you talked about Jamstack much? I'm not super into it. Jamstack. Is that a Java thing? Is that a Java thing? JavaScript APIs and markup. No, I've never talked about this because I don't really know. Modern web development architecture based on client-side JavaScript, reusable APIs, and pre-built markup. Interesting. I'll have to do some more research into this. What is this? This just seems like a site built with a server-side CMS like WordPress, a monolithic server-run web app, relies on... When is your site not built with a Jamstack? Yeah, single-page app that uses isomorphic rendering to build views on the server at runtime. Yeah, I mean, this is just like a modern architecture for websites or for web apps. It's not something that I've like looked into as a named thing like Jamstack, but you know, the project that we built at the Iron Yard was essentially that, right? It was, well, it was kind of that. It was a separate API and a JavaScript app running concurrently where the JavaScript app would fetch data and ping the API when it needed information. They were completely separate. They weren't like one monolithic beast. It wasn't a Rails app with React living inside of it. It was a React app and a Rails API, and they were connected, and they didn't need to know each other to be able to function, but the JavaScript app obviously needed data to be able to function. So yeah, I got a text that's probably my wife. And awesome, the contractor no-showed that we were supposed to have to give us some estimates for our house, which is super, super cool. I am planning to move to either Austin and maybe the Triangle. The Triangle is awesome. If you need any help in the Triangle, feel free to hit me up because I am here. Austin is also super cool. I've spent some time in Austin, and it is a fantastic. Fantastic. Also, another question. I haven't been asking enough questions. I had all these questions that I wanted to ask. What's everybody's favorite color? Leave it in the chat. What is everybody's favorite color? Also, I missed the comment. My thoughts on Mac OS High Sierra. I am not... Okay, so this is going maybe not surprise people, maybe surprise people. I do not get caught up in details about hardware or software when it comes to like OS and stuff, right? The computer that I use is just a tool for me to be able to build stuff. So if I'm using a Windows machine or a Mac machine, if it's running Sierra or Yosemite or High Sierra, as long as I can get the stuff done that I need to get done to be able to get it on the internet. And for me, my Mac works. And that's what I learned how to code on. I've never even coded on a Windows machine, so I don't know. But as long as I can do it, I'm down for it. I'm trying to find a way to not rock a backend. What kind of app are you trying to build? I'm learning Python, but it's not my forte. I'll rather get more into C# and tie myself down to Microsoft like iOS developers do with Apple. That's fine. Yeah, C#. I mean, there's a ton of opportunity in C#. There's a ton of code that's written in C#, and that stuff has to be maintained. So totally makes sense. You can be an iOS developer without being tied down to Apple, though. Have you heard of a thing called React Native? React Native will write React, and it basically can be compiled into both Java and Swift, and then you have a native app that's written in JavaScript, which is pretty dope. Portland, I've heard cool things about Portland. I thought Portland was a cool city, but I understand. Blue, orange, emerald. I'm a really big fan of green. All greens, green colors, green hues. I'm a really big fan of greens. This thing, I like that green a lot. I was waiting for somebody to give me a hex code. Give me a hex code. Let me see it. I don't know RGBs that well, but I can tell what a hex is sometimes. If it's a gray. I know grays. Let me respond to my wife. I can't believe this. We contacted this contractor. He said he'd show up to give us estimates, and then the guy no-shows on my wife. It's not okay. Just not okay. Yeah. Give me your hex code, Maris. I want to see it. I am a really big fan of all things green. Even lime green. Do you remember, I don't know what the average age of people in here is, but AOL Instant Messenger. AOL Instant Messenger, you can customize the color of your background and text. And so my color would be black and my text would be lime, highlighter green. Awful. F. 337 AB7. Let's see what that looks like. Let's see what that looks like. Apparently. Oop, accidentally copied the wrong thing. I almost went to my live stream. That's a nice blue. I like that. It's a nice slate grayish blue. Big fan. Well, I have to do this Django app that's bouncing around my head. It's essentially a way for video game collectors to keep track of their collections. That's the MVP. It's way more involved. It was way more involved before. Yeah, I mean, you're going to need to have some sort of data store there, right? To save users and save user information. Basically, this is a user collection, right? So you'll need a backend. I'm trying to figure out how you would do it without one, unless you wanted to use local storage or something. And video game database API. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense a lot. Yeah, if you're wanting to be a front-end developer, I've never really talked about this in a video. I should do a video about it. If you're wanting to be a front-end developer and you're trying to build sample projects, there's this really big piece of knowledge that's missing to build really cool projects, right? And that's a backend. How do you get a backend? Well, you don't really need a backend, right? There are a ton of free APIs on the internet, the YouTube API. There's the Spotify API, the Giphy API. You can build projects with those APIs connected to a backend, and yeah, make projects that way. TARDIS blue is my favorite color. That makes sense, Time Lord. That makes sense. It's bigger on the inside, right? What car are you driving? I drive a Hyundai Veloster. A gray Hyundai Veloster. Looking for a backend free for a photography site for my friend. Well, if you want to learn React, you can use Gatsby. It doesn't necessarily need a backend. You can keep your pages and data stuff in Markdown files if you want to do it that way. I have a PS4. I have a PS4 because my best friend had a PS4. He was the one who settled the debate. I was still rocking an Xbox 360. I was on last generation stuff. He had a PS4. I wanted to play video games with him, so I bought a PS4. How beginner friendly is Python? It's like considered the most beginner friendly. It's like Python and like Ruby and Rails, like those are all considered super like easy to pick up compared to other languages. Anything blue. Like the Keith Urban song, Anything Blue. I don't think that's the name of that song though. Something new, something old, something borrowed, something blue. Currently playing Earthbound. I currently literally only play Fortnite. Because I'm lame like that. Oh, Ramsey, no. No, but I do live by 540. Gray Hyundai. Was that you doing 120 on 540 yesterday? No, 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 no. Listen, this is going to sound really lame, but I have gotten too many speeding tickets in my life, and I don't speed anymore unless I absolutely have to. I also don't drive on 540 unless I absolutely have to be 100% honest. Literally, the only time I get on 540 is when I need to go to my in-laws. I avoid 540 with everything in me. 540 is the worst. Yo, the Veloster, though, the Veloster can get up there. Y'all hating on the Veloster. It's a little turbocharged hatchback beast. Don't hate. I wonder what my car's top speed is. I've never looked that up really. It's fun though. It's a little hatchback. It's a little hot hatch. I like it. Favorite food? Yeah, let's ask that. Good question, Marios. In the chat, what is your favorite food? Give me your favorite food. I have two answers. If you're asking like any food that I could have ever, but like also like very, very specific, it's going to be my mother's chili. My mother's chili is the best chili in the world. Fight me on that. I will fight you to the death. My mom makes dope chili. If you're asking about like generic food, it's Nashville hot chicken. If you've never had Nashville hot chicken, find a place that makes Nashville hot chicken because it is the greatest thing in the world. If you follow me on Instagram, you saw that I made some low carb Nashville hot chicken the other day. I love that stuff so much. How did I learn accessibility for HTML? Can you recommend a good resource? I learned it as I went, and I'm still not great at it. There are a lot, and I don't have any off the top of my head, there are a lot of really, really, really good blog posts on the subject that are free to use. And it's, yeah, there's a lot of really, really good blog posts on that. That's one of those things that you can get the information on pretty much free and have a good understanding of it all. I just don't have anything like right here to share with you, and I'm still not great with it, man. I actually fight battles at work about it, but I don't know everything there is to know about it, like screen reader accessibility and yeah. Let's see here. Have you guys played the most recent God of War? I have not. Super Hazzle Dazzle, you don't drive at all? Like literally not at all? Street tacos and pho. I love street tacos. Street tacos are so good. I love taco truck tacos. Man, and I also love pho. And then both of those foods I can't have right now because I'm on a diet because of Bonnaroo. Trying to get my Bonnaroo body on. I do love street tacos though. And pho, if nobody knows what, or if you don't know what pho is it Vietnamese? I think it's Vietnamese. But it is a soup, an Asian soup that is very, very, very delicious. Mess that up with some sriracha. Just throw sriracha all up in it. Bathe in the sriracha and then hop into your pho and then eat. It's so good. It's so good. I never played a single God of War game, but I've heard the new one is real, real good. So I'm not even going to attempt to say that, my dude. But I do have a feeling I know what this is. I've seen that word before. Is it like a pastry? Yeah. Consisting of small pieces. No, it is not. Sometimes vegetable. It's a kebab. Or similar to a kebab. I don't know what it is, but I want it. Like, I love that stuff. I love Greek food and I love Mediterranean food. I'm super lucky that I'm married to a Lebanese woman. So Mediterranean food is always on the menu for me. I love it so much. Hummus. Oh man, I could eat hummus. I could literally just survive off of hummus alone. W3C site has a good reference for accessibility. I'm sure they do. That's true. I bet they do. I bet Google has some good resources too. I'm driving my dad's car, Skoda Octavia. We ain't got that in all. We don't got that in America, my dude. Got my permit last month, and I've been practicing a bit since then. That's awesome. That is awesome. I remember when I got a permit. I remember the first time I ever drove was at a fairground parking lot, and I think my dad almost died. The first time I ever drove my mom in a car, she made me pull over a mile down the road and took over. Not because I was doing anything wrong, she just like couldn't handle it. Ramsey, you don't trust food from a truck. Food trucks are great. I mean, if you get a little food poisoning, whatever, you're done with it in 2 days. But food truck food is amazing. They have an amazing food truck rodeo in downtown Raleigh. I can't believe you can't eat there because it's food truck food. As a matter of fact, my apartment complex has a food truck that comes every Wednesday. I wonder what food truck they have today. I wonder if it's on their website. Yeah, they have a food truck that comes in every Wednesday, which is super dope. But downtown Raleigh does this food truck festival that is amazing. Also, if I refer to it as a food truck rodeo, I apologize. That's what they refer to them in the South, which I hate that term. It's a food truck festival. They say food truck rodeo. It hurts me. Pork or chicken meat with potatoes, tomato, onion. Oh, man. You can mess me up in tzatziki. I will eat tzatziki for the rest of my life, too. I could survive off tzatziki and hummus. Throw some chicken in there. That's just gravy on top of my Greek gravy tzatziki. I love tzatziki. Whew. Portland is great for food carts. That's what I've heard. I've never been to Portland, but I've heard that their food truck scene is second to none. Salmonella. Yeah, I mean, maybe. But you can get that at a restaurant, too. Ramsey, I used to work in food and beverage. Believe me, I know the dark underbelly of all of this stuff. Just because you're on a truck doesn't mean you're any more sanitary than a place up the road that sells sushi. Like, I'm telling you, man, there's some nasty stuff. It doesn't matter if it's a truck or in a shop. If it's good, it's good. If it's bad, it's bad. But I also understand your point. Some people... Depends on what the food truck looks like, too. There are some food trucks that I probably wouldn't eat at based upon the look of them. I'll be completely honest. Now, when I was in college, back in Columbus, Ohio, they had street meat vendors, is what we called them, and they were just little trucks that sold gyros, and they did not look sanitary at all. Like, I'm pretty sure I never saw a man use a glove in that place. But... they sell gyros, and I will mess a gyro up because it's got tzatziki on it, like I said. I must taste it. I must. There's a Greek place right up the road. I wonder if they have it. I should check that out. I check it out. Let's see here. What else can we ask? What's your favorite drink? What do you like to drink? I'm a really big fan of coffee. I don't know if you guys knew that. I don't really talk about it too much. I don't really like to show off my love for coffee too much. But I really like coffee. Did you guys know that? That's a joke. I obviously, yeah. Every other video I make, half the video is coffee, so. Is Facebook going to make me have an account to look at the events page on this? Because it better not. Of course. They don't have the food truck listed. Barks root beer all day. You put some ice cream in that, though? How about that root beer float? What kind of food truck is it? Meatball on my plate? Not all food trucks are great, but man, there are some great food trucks. Street dogs outside of Staples Center after Lakers games. Bomb. I've never had street meat in LA. I have spent a lot of time in LA, but I've never had street meat out there. I love LA food, though. I love the food scene in LA. A Red Bull fan. I used to drink Red Bull. I used to get down on Red Bull. Back in high school, I worked at Kroger. It's a grocery store. I used to drink a Red Bull every day from that place. It was bad. Then I got into Monster energy drinks, and then I got into Rockstar energy drinks, and then I went back to Monster, and now I don't drink energy drinks anymore because I just drink coffee all day, every day. Snapple, the apple flavor. Man, I haven't had a Snapple in so long. Snapple used to be my jam. I haven't had Snapple in so long. I usually drink draft beer when I hang out with my buddies or cocktails. What kind of cocktails do you like? Aaron, you need to try some Brazilian coffee. I've had Brazilian coffee, if you mean like coffee beans that were grown in Brazil. If you're talking about a specific style of coffee or a style of like making coffee, I've never had it. What is up, Patrick? How are you, my man? We are talking about what our favorite drinks are right now. Snapple Apple. Peach tea Snapple. You know what I used to... It wasn't peach tea. It was like lemon tea... Crystal Light. I used to drink a ton of Crystal Light because one of my friend's moms always had like there was like the big pack of Crystal Light that you'd dump in a jug, and then fill it up with a gallon of water. And we used to do that and like mix it up really quick and like drink a whole thing in like 30 minutes. Which is a Brazilian drink made with, oh man, something, sugar and limes. That sounds amazing. I don't know what, let me look this up. I don't know Portuguese, and I don't want to just like offend a culture by saying this word the wrong way. It's a distilled spirit made from fermented sugarcane juice, also known as, another name is most popular spirit among distilled beverages in Brazil. What does it taste like? What kind of liquor is it? Like, what is it? Is it a... Does it taste like any other liquor out there? Is it similar to like rum? If it's made from sugar, is it similar to rum? Street dogs are my favorite there. The reason I miss LA so much. Adrian, where'd you go? I love LA. I would move to LA in a heartbeat. Or New York. They both have street dogs. Mai Tai cocktail. Energy drinks, prefer Monster. Yeah, I like Monster. They're sweet though. Crystal Light is a drink I associate with my old Southern grandmother. Yeah, dude, it was my friend's mom. She had this stuff and she was never home, so we'd steal it and go through like 2 or 3 of them in a night. Do you guys, everybody, there's a couple people talking about tea. Do you guys like Arnold Palmer's? It's half sweet tea, half lemonade. You mix them together. It's really, really good. Arizona teas were my jam. Yeah, they make an Arnold Palmer one, dude. That thing was so good. So lit. Mai Tai for the cocktail, though. It's like a mix of vodka and rum. Interesting. Interesting. I've never even heard of it, and I was a bartender for many a year. Arizona tea is the only item immune to inflation, it seems. Yeah, $1, man. Always been $1. Sierra Nevada Torpedo IPAs. So what's up, Sierra Nevada? Hype. They have a brewery in North Carolina, I'm pretty sure. Strong Island tea for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Ramsey getting litty all day. Getting litty all day. Yeah, meatball on my plate. It doesn't sound like they're specialized enough. You need, like, there are good food trucks, there are average food trucks, and there are bad food trucks, just like restaurants. It's just like the food truck culture makes every food truck seem cool, right? But there's a specific style of taco that are food truck tacos. They're like traditional tacos, really street tacos. They're like yay big around, and it's just meat with like cilantro, and they serve it with what are those things called? They're not beets. All I can think of is beets. Radishes, and lime. Oh, street tacos, man. So good. So good, so good, so good. 1 hour south of Atlanta. That's the real south, man. I got in Atlanta. Panda. Panda, panda, panda. I've never been to Atlanta. Have I been to Atlanta? I've never been to Atlanta. I've never been to Atlanta. I've been to that airport before. Boy, if you can avoid the Atlanta airport. I'm going to be in San Francisco next month. I go to Bonnaroo in June. First full week of June, I think. June 8th to somethingth. Which means it's not the first full week of June. Quick maths. And then I come back and then I immediately fly out to San Francisco for this like work conference thing. Which I'm super excited for. I've never been to San Fran. I've been to LA a bunch. I've been to LA a bunch. I've never been to San Diego. Never been to San Francisco. Never been to Oakland. But we have this conference in Berkeley. We're staying right on the bay. I'm really excited about it. I'm super excited about it. So if you guys know any sweet things to do when you're in San Francisco, feel free to let me know. Alabama. Yeah, Bama. Roll Tide. Dr. Dunn, I don't know if you know this or not, but I'm an Ohio State graduate, so I don't know if we have beef or not, if you're like a Crimson Tide kind of guy. But don't hate me for that. 90 minutes north of NYC. Hot up here already. Yeah, it's hot in North Carolina too, my man. I love New York City. I love New York City. I've heard Atlanta's really cool. I've heard Atlanta is like super dope. There's a ton of stuff to do there. The food scene in Atlanta is supposed to be really awesome too. So, I mean, maybe no street dogs, but I've heard they've got some good food there. Yeah, I have a buddy in San Diego. I really, really want to get out there. I haven't seen this kid since high school. He joined the Navy and he's in San Diego now. So I'm trying to see if I can get out there soon. But it's not San Fran. Not that Silicon Valley though. Lots of good trap. Lots of good trap music in Atlanta. What you know about JD though? JD, you need to stop. Does anybody early 2000s rap? Anybody? You'll let it slide, Dr. Dunn? Thank you, thank you. When I first met Greg, he was a virgin. But now, roll tide. I love that commercial. I love that commercial. What do you think of Treehouse Tech Degree route for front-end degrees? I just saw I got a comment about this, about the tech degree. I haven't done enough research into it. Chris Sean seems to like him a lot, though. Yeah, so I don't know enough about them. Chris seems to think it's a good idea. I can't recommend or not recommend it. I like Treehouse. I like their mission. I like their CEO a lot. I really like the $25 program. Get it as you need it and pay monthly. I like that. I don't know what the tech degree route is like. I need to do more research into that because I know more people are going to be asking about it the more and more it gets popular, especially with like the YouTube developer world. As Chris puts out more videos, more people are gonna want to know about it. So I don't know. I'm sorry that I don't know enough yet to really give you a good answer on that. What are my plans for today? Well, let's see here. I'm going to finish this live stream up here in like the next few minutes. We've been going for a long time. And then, I don't know, really. I could do some personal coding stuff on my website. I need to go to the gym. I haven't gone to the gym yet today, which is bad. I woke up early. I woke up at 5 and I still didn't go because I had to work. And I usually go, like if I work from home, I'll go at like 4-ish, but I was setting up the live stream. I wanted to set up the new mic stand and I was going to try to like have like a text field on the page that I would like type questions in so the chat would be able to read them if they came in late or whatever, but it didn't work out the way I wanted it to. I couldn't figure it out in time. So yeah, I need to go to the gym and there's some basketball on. Probably watch something with my wife. I'm really trying to convince her to watch Wild Wild Country on Netflix. I don't know if you guys know what that is, but it's a docuseries about this cult in Oregon, actually, I think. Oregon or Washington State, that I really want to watch. So maybe I can get her to get some of that action in there. How many years would you say senior level? I see mixed answers. Some people say 5, some people say 10, and others. I just say you're a senior developer when you can teach others and solve their problems. So I would say that last bit isn't true because like I could teach you how to solve a problem if it's simple, right? I could teach you how to solve like a jQuery fade in and fade out problem, but I'm not a senior developer. I'm not a senior jQuery developer. I can teach you how to set up some React classes and stuff like that, right? The thing that I usually see, or the thing that is popular in the area that I'm from with the companies that I'm at, is that if you have 0 to 2 years, you're a junior. If you're 2 to 5, you're mid-level, and if it's 5 and up, you're considered a senior level developer. That's what I see a lot. Every company is different though, and some companies have like 40 different stages, right? Some people have 3, some people have like 5 in each. Yeah, I forget. I think how many does Google have? Google has like 7 or 8 or something crazy. So yeah. You didn't know I had a wife. Yeah, my wife doesn't come to the vlog too often. There's one video where you can hear her voice. And if I ever, so I'm in this back room right now. This is like our spare bedroom in the apartment we're at. And if you see that light over my shoulder right here, if I ever film in front of this wall that runs this way, if I'm ever on this couch and I film in front of this wall, there are pictures hanging up in the background. Those are my wedding pictures. So you can actually kind of see her face in those, but she's never made an actual appearance. If you want to know what my wife looks like, feel free to check out my Instagram because there's pictures of her on there. Let's see. Yeah, I was in Oregon. Yeah. Oregon's got a lot of weird stuff, man. People think Oregon's this like happy liberal place and like nothing ever happens, man. Oregon's got a dark history. So you thought I was a lonely cat lover? I'm not. The cat was originally my wife's. The cat came with my wife. I've learned to love him. I'm a dog person. I like dogs way more. Yeah. I got my wife to watch Westworld yesterday. Do you like Westworld, Adrian? I want to get into it, but I haven't yet. I also don't have an HBO. What is going on? Oh, no, we're fine. I also have no HBO Go account, but I am stealing someone, so I could listen, or I guess I could watch it on there, but I just haven't gotten into it yet. I've heard good things, I've heard bad things, I've heard mixed things. Everybody seems to have like a really strong opinion on it, so think dev certs are worth getting versus just knowledge and experience. It depends on what area you're in and what the people value there. Certs don't mean a lot. Like I have a certification from my boot camp. It doesn't really mean a lot, especially outside of the area that I am, right? Durham, North Carolina, Raleigh, North Carolina, they know the Iron Yard, so they know that uh, I got at least a particular level of education. Depending upon what the cert is and who it's from, depends on whether it's good or not. So, yeah, it's hard to tell without knowing which specific one you're talking about. The more official you can look, the better. But if it costs a bunch of money and you could learn the same thing on Udemy for a tenth of the price, then it might not be worth it. Get it. Get it, Tyler. Do it to him. I just started watching it. It's pretty good so far. That's good. Shall I move to the US? I can teach you English then. Richard, here's the thing, man. We fought a war so we could do our own thing. We could remove the U from color, because why do you need the U? You know, we came over here. We didn't want a queen. We didn't want a king. We definitely didn't want any royal babies. So I can teach you a thing or two about culture, Richard. Teach you a thing or two about independence. Teach you a thing or two about democracy. Come to America, see what happens, Richard. Come to America. Just call it HR fodder. Yeah. Thing about certs are like they might get you in the door, but they're never gonna get you the job. You need to prove your skills. You can have a piece of paper all you want, but if you can't code, if you fail, you mess up that whiteboarding challenge, then you're SOL. Skills, knowledge, and skills, and being able to present yourself are way more important than any cert you can have. Unless you're like ordained by Google themselves, it's not gonna hold a lot of weight. Richard, you know it's true. You know it's true. I'll have a bald eagle land on your arm, and you'll start saying y'all. Start talking with a southern accent, Richard. Hi, I'm Richard Codes, and I really love America. I love America so much. Let me eat some fried chicken, some apple pie, and watch me kick around the soccer ball. That's how you're going to sound once you come to America, Richard. I'm going to teach you right. Have I ever used a Docker? We used Docker at my last job, yeah. I don't understand Docker. People way, way smarter than me set it up. So I can't set it up, but I know how to use it. Like I know commands for it. But yeah, it's not my cup. As Richard would say, it's not my cup of tea, sir. Is who running for office? Dem Brits are good peeps. So here's the thing, though, Richard. I do have an English degree, but my English degree is in creative writing, which means I didn't learn grammar. It means that I learned how to tell stories and make words up like Shakespeare. So I'm not the best. Like, I'll miss a comma. I misspell words all the time. I got Grammarly on my computer for a reason. Been trying to play with WebRTC to set up peer-to-peer connections so users can call. Most of the online guides are outdated and use deprecated methods. And I can go to MDN to see the doc isn't written yet. Some of the documentation isn't even written yet. Well, that's awful. That sucks, man. I'm sorry. It's kind of wild that you're... yeah, that's like cutting edge stuff, man. I want to hear Richard's impression of me. I mean... I did a exaggerated caricature of a Southern person, so I don't mind getting crappy impressions. I'm from Ohio, though. That's what, I don't know if you guys know this. See, I live in North Carolina now, but I'm from Ohio, and Ohio has the least amount of like American accent. So if you're not from America or you don't know much about the Midwest, we don't, in Ohio, have accents is what they say, right? So if you want to become a news broadcaster, if you want to become... like if you want to be on CNN, right? You want to be the next Anderson Cooper and you go to school for that. They try to teach you like a middle Ohio accent because it's the least accented version of American English. Now, I have a little bit of Southern twang because I've got a little bit of Appalachian redneck in me. And by that, I mean a lot. But I've tried to get rid of it. Or not get rid of it, but like I grew up in an area where it wasn't super prevalent and I tried to learn how to talk right. So, but I still say some things funny. Like empty. If it's not full, it's empty. I can't say the word the other way. So, have a good one, Spectre Speed. Have a good night. I am about to leave as well, so if you guys have any last second questions, feel free to throw them in the chat. Also, I need to come up with another question. One last question to rule them all. So, this is my question to you loyal fans of mine. I am a fan of yours, and what I want to know in the chat is I want to know what you want to see more of from this channel. Something that I already do, something that I haven't done yet. Don't say tutorials. I really don't want to do tutorials. You don't want to be taught by me. I'm new to this stuff too. I'm still a junior developer. You don't want me to do tutorials. You want to go to coding phase for tutorials or fun function to go for tutorials. Those people know what's up. They've been doing this for years. I haven't. What would you like to see more of from this channel though? I really do want to know. And I would appreciate any feedback you guys have. What kind of project you want to do, Richard? You want to hop on a live stream together? If I get to 10K, if I get to 10K by June 1st, I'm going to do that really long live stream. I'm going to do a 10-hour, 12-hour long live stream. And I want to invite other like YouTube developers to hop on it at random points. And I would love to have you on, Richard, if that's what you want to do. And even if I don't get to 10K by June 1st, I still would love to do a project with you. We can do some tandem Twitch streaming, some tandem YouTube streaming. We can do an across the pond video. What do you want to do? I'm not going to hit 10K by June 1st, by the way. I'm excited for it too. I'll hit it eventually. But based on the numbers, it's not going to happen. I need to hit, I mean, like obviously there's 30 or 31 days in a month, right? So you need to hit 30-ish, 33-ish subscribers a day. And I'm not doing those numbers. Not even, I'm like, most of my days I'm doing 20 something, but not 30. Talking about personal projects I've done, I can do that. That's a good idea, Axel. That is a good idea. I've got more than a couple personal projects I can speak to. I've got all the ones that I did at the Iron Yard that I learned during the boot camp, and they're good. They're good examples for people. I know that's a problem that a lot of people had. See, that's not something, and I didn't do a lot of content about it early on, and I still haven't done enough. Right? I like to be creative. I have a creative writing degree, like I say 1,000 times, right? So I'm like a creative person. I like to come up with ideas. That's what my brain does all day is like just I daydream or I code and I come up with ideas. So it's not hard for me to think of apps to like build because I'm always thinking of stupid, crazy crap. But there are a lot of people out there who like they want to get in development because they like the logic part of it. They like thinking about problems and solving problems, but they don't know much about what to build. And that's something that I should really be able to help people with. And I really need to do a better job of doing that. Getting those ideas out there and trying to help people with ideas. Because you shouldn't be denied a job or you shouldn't be able to not practice as much because you don't have those ideas, you know? Day in the life of Aaron and Beta. I do this all the time, Patrick. That's what half my videos are. Half my videos are just me BS and making coffee and cooking turkey bacon and shit. Sorry if I cuss on live streams more often than I cuss in my videos. I can't edit it out. I cuss a lot. I'm sorry. So what you're saying is you need us to share your videos to get you to 10K. Absolutely, Ramsey. If y'all want to share my video, share it on Instagram or Twitter. You can tag me in those. You can hashtag it in beta. Be super dope if you guys want to share my videos. I would super duper appreciate that. As a matter of fact, Ramsey, you know what? You just sparked an idea in my head. See, I told you I'm an ideas guy. I've got ideas. As a matter of fact, this is what's going to happen. And I'm going to announce it here. I'm going to announce it in my next video, but you guys will have a first dibs at it. If you share one of my videos on YouTube, or share one of my videos on Instagram or Twitter, tag me in it, at 937Aaron. You see it. It's right here. Richard, I know that I'm bad at branding. I know you said I should change my social media names to Aaron and Beta, but I like 937Aaron, okay? It's part of my home. It's part of my culture. But it's good advice. I just didn't listen to you. If you share one of those videos and tag me in it, and you hit that video with a hashtag in beta, okay? If you do that, if you do it before the end of the month, before June 1st, hit me with it. I'm going to put your name in a pool, and we're going to pick some random people, and we're going to give away Amazon gift cards. How about that? Depending upon how many people do it, depends on how many I'll give out. Because if only 5 people do it, I'm not going to give out 5, right? So we'll see. I just came up with this on the fly. But if you want to share one of my videos, you like one of my videos, any of my videos, share it on the Instagram and the Twitter. Tag me in it. I'll write your name down. I'll keep it in a spreadsheet. I will pick a random person for a giveaway. Maybe 2, depending upon how many people share. Maybe 3, maybe 7. I don't know. Let's see. That'd be sick, going over your personal projects and explain. Oh God, if I went over them and explained what I did, I'd just be like, oh, this shit. All of my personal projects from the Iron Yard were built in Angular 1 too. And God, if I wouldn't be able to do anything in Angular 1 right now. If you set me in front of a computer and you put a gun to my head and you said, Aaron, build the most simple front end app that you can in Angular 1, or I'm gonna shoot you. Probably getting shot. Idea: best places / keywords to search for a job. Cover letter writing, how to spruce up your portfolio. Creative writing for the about page introduction. That's true. Yeah, cover letter video is long overdue. I should have done that a long time ago because that's like my biggest thing, right? Lots of people talk about resumes and stuff like that. I'm a cover letter believer. And yeah, job prep, I can do that. That's easy enough. I'd like a back end for front end folks type of deal. Yeah, that would be useful. Although I would not be the person to do that. If you want like tutorial, like technical tutorial, I can explain the back end to you pretty well. I have a technical understanding of how it works, but I don't have a technical understanding of how to make it. I code in VS Code currently because my job uses a lot of TypeScript and it's the best for that. I used to use Atom. I like Atom a lot. It's a lot simpler. VS Code has a ton of really cool features though. If you guys do development work, what code, or not like work, but like if you, obviously everybody in here probably does development stuff, but in the chat, what code editor do you use? What's your IDE of choice? Are you Sublime? Are you Atom? Are you Brackets? Are you VS Code? If you haven't checked out VS Code, feel free to check it out. It's pretty cool, man. The GitHub integration is really cool. It's got a lot of stuff. You can have a console right there. Like you can pull up your console right there in the IDE. It's pretty nifty. I don't really use all the features that I should, but it has a lot of really cool features. A video on how to stay zen while coding, keeping good emotional awareness while coding. If you get what I mean, IDK might be a little weird. Not at all. That's the type of shit that I do all the time, man. Those like mentality videos. That's what I'm good at. I don't like doing tutorials because, you know, I'm still a beginning developer, but I like the mentality aspect of things. It's a good idea. Also, how I keep zen while coding is going to the office and being around people so I can't like scream at my computer. But I promise you, when I'm coding at home, I will talk trash to myself to try to figure out a problem, and I will verbalize it. Like, I will say it out loud. If there was somebody in the room or my cat hears me, they probably think I'm crazy because I will rubber duck to myself. I don't know if you guys know that, like, rubber duck term, but, like, imagine this is a rubber duck. When you have problems with code, you explain it to your rubber duck, and you talk it through yourself, like, out loud, and you tell them what's going on, and then you can typically find bugs because you're, like, verbalizing it. You're thinking about it in your head, but when you try to verbalize something, sometimes it's easier to logically understand it. It's the rubber duck method. I'll do a video about it. Collab with the community on a small project through Hangouts live on YouTube. I would love to do that, Mr. Boston 24, but I feel like, isn't that like Coding Phase's Corner? Doesn't he do something very similar to that? I don't really want to steal his thunder. Should be doing those numbers. Your channel rocks. Thanks, Jose. I appreciate that, my dude. What about a LinkedIn share, Ramsey? If you want to share it on LinkedIn, by all means, man. Yeah, VS Code. Yeah, that's true, see. Or you could outsource it. Freelance that shit. Go to Fiverr. Get somebody to build you a backend on Fiverr. I'm just kidding. Don't do that. Don't go to Fiverr. Brackets. See, I knew somebody was going to use brackets. That's why I brought it up. Brackets. I've never even looked at brackets. I don't know what it looks like. VS Code. I swear to God, I swear on everything. When I first started coding, VS Code wasn't even a thing. And now it's like just taken over. Microsoft killing the game. You remember when everybody hated Microsoft? Like everybody in tech hated Microsoft. They were like the redheaded stepchild of development. Or not development, but like tech. Everyone hated Microsoft. And they've just like turned their stuff around. Sublime and VS Code. Brackets and Sublime equals weak sauce. I enjoyed that weak sauce. Hey, not everybody can handle the spice, Time Lord. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know. I've never used brackets. It was like the hipster IDE when I was learning how to code, right? Atom and Sublime are the two popular ones, and then like I knew people who use brackets. But what about a video on what's the best way to learn how to code? That's interesting, Jose. It's a good idea, but it's like definitely like personalized to every individual, right? And I have my own theory on it. It might not work for everybody. My theory is that you should learn You should learn by doing. You should try to build things. You should break things. You should get frustrated. You should Google the shit out of things. You should ask Stack Overflow. You should ask Reddit. And you should learn by doing, as opposed to like Codecademy's way of teaching, which is we're going to give you this code and you type it in. So I like Atom, man. I would use Atom again if I wasn't using TypeScript. Would I? I don't know. I'm so used to VS Code now. There are so many like built-in features to VS Code, and I don't even use half of them, but they're so good. It might be hard for me to go back to Atom. Maybe I'll try and see. But if you guys haven't messed with VS Code, you should check it out, because it's like there's a lot of really legit stuff that you can do with it. That's just like so above and beyond what a normal IDE is. Anyways, guys, I am going to get off here. We went for what, an hour and 45 minutes. Time flies when you're having fun with your peoples. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this stream. If you guys have any other questions, feel free to leave them in the comments once this video ends. Like the comments, not the chat, but the comments. And I will get back to you with answers. As always, I try to answer every comment, or at least hit it with a like and the heart if it's just like a nice comment. So I hope you guys enjoyed the stream. Check back next Wednesday. Next Wednesday, I'll be doing this again. And the Wednesday after that, I'll be doing it. And then I think the Wednesday after that is going to be Bonnaroo, like the Wednesday before Bonnaroo. And so I'm going to be in Tennessee that day. And this is what I'm going to try to do. So let's see. Let me look this up. See, I always have to look at my phone. I never know what day it is. That when I do this in videos, it's not a joke. Like, it's not a lie. I really never know what day it is. So let's see. So Wednesday the 16th, the 23rd, and the 30th will all be normal. So the next 3 Wednesdays, 5 o'clock, I'll be here. The Wednesday after that, Wednesday the 6th of June, I won't be here. Like here, I won't be here. I'll be in Tennessee with my father, getting ready to go to Bonnaroo. I'm going to try to still do a live stream with my dad. He doesn't know yet. He may know now. He might be watching. He might be lurking, or my mom might be watching, and she's going to tell him. But I'm going to try to do a live stream. I might be in a car. I might be driving. I might be in a line to get into Bonnaroo. I don't know where I'm going to be exactly at 5 o'clock on that Wednesday, but I will keep you guys informed. So it's not going to be a traditional live stream. I'm probably going to try to talk about music the whole time, and what I'm excited for at Bonnaroo and all of that stuff. But if you guys want to come hang out with my dad, meet my dad, he's super dope. He's like me, but like way cooler and older and has more life experience. So yeah. Anyways, guys, I love you all. Thank you so much for supporting the channel. Don't forget, share that video. I'll be throwing some Amazon gift cards away. So if you guys want to be entered, share a video, hit me with a tag. And I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day. I will see you again very soon. Bye.